The Mayor of Casterbridge, a tragic study of faith, character, and regret. Thomas Hardy's The Mayor of Casterbridge is not merely the story of man's rise and fall. It is a deeply moving meditation on how a single reckless act can cast a long shadow over an entire life. It is the austere yet hauntingly beautiful landscape of Wessex. The novel draws the reader into a world governed as much by chance and fate as by human passion and weakness. At the heart of the novel stands Michael Henchard, one of the most unforgettable figures in English literature. It is a moment of drunken rage and despair he commits an act so shocking that it shaped the rest of his existence. He sells his wife and child at a country fair. This sense is not only disturbing but tragically human, revealing Hardy's fascination with flawed individuals whose worst moments define their destination. Henchard is neither villain nor hero. He is impulsive, proud, and deeply emotional. A man can constantly at war with himself. Henchard's later success as the mayor of the Casterbridge appears at first to offer redemption. He becomes a respected crown monarch, a figure of authority and symbol of hard-earned prosperity. Yet Hardy never allows us to forget the past. The novel is heavy with the sense that fate is watching, waiting patiently. When Susan, the wife he once sold, returns with their daughter, Elizabeth Jane, the fragile balance of Henchard's life begins to crack. The past does not confront him loudly, it returns quietly, with devastating power. One of the most emotional, compelling aspects of the novel is Henchard's relationship with Elizabeth Jane. His harshness towards her, born of pride and wounded ego, constructs painfully with his desperate longing for love and forgiveness. In Elizabeth Jane, Hardy offers a gentler counterpoint to Henchard's stormy nature. She grows through patience, endurance, and humility, qualities that Henchard's lack and which ultimately ensure her survival in a world that destroys him. The arrival of Donald Parfrey deepens the tragedy. Parfrey is everything. Henchard is not calm, rational, adaptable to change. Their relationship, from friendship to rivalry, mirroring the broader conflict between old traditions and new way of thinking. Hardy uses this rivalry not simply to move the plot, but to emphasize the cruel irony of life, how progress often arrives at the cost of those who cannot change. As Henchard's fortunes decline, the novel reaches its most poignant emotional depth. His loneliness becomes almost unbearable to witness. Stripped of wealth, status, and affection, he wanders the margins of society he once ruled. Hardy treats his downfall rather than cruelty, allowing the reader to feel sorrow for a man who, despite his faults, never ceased to struggle against his own nature. The novel's ending is one of the most haunting in English literature. Henchard's final request to be forgotten, unloved, and unmourned captures the full weight of his despair. It is a moment that lingers long after the book is closed, forcing the reader to reflect on pride, repentance, and unforgiving passage of time. The Mayor of Casterbridge is ultimately a tragedy, not because Henchard struggles, but because his suffering feels inevitable. Hardy shows us a world where character is destiny, where emotions overpower reason, and where redemption is fragile and fleeting. The novel leaves us with a quiet ache, a reminder that the past once set in motion cannot be undone, that the greatest tragedies often arise not from evil, but from human weakness.